In today's video we will be going over how to add an item in the RetailzPOS software. From the dashboard, let's go ahead and click on Products and select Items. Now, there's two ways to add an item. You have the items category and we can just hit Add Up at the top. Or we could do the quick add item over here on the left-hand side. For the first part, I'm just going to demonstrate how to add an item from the items category. So go ahead and click Add Up at the top. It takes a second to load, but once it loads we will go ahead and type in the name of our item. Okay, let's type in our name and I'm just going to get my name from a fire extinguisher. After we put that name in, we're going to go ahead and select the department. Once we selected the safety equipment department and I only had two categories in the safety equipment department, it went ahead and eliminated all the other ones. It made it easier to find, so I'll go ahead and select fire extinguisher. Also, before we move on, if we wanted to quickly add a department, we could go ahead and hit the plus sign button and type in our department name right here, select our tax, and if we had a surcharge or any of this stuff, put it in and then hit submit. The same goes for the category. If we wanted to quickly add a category, we could click on the plus sign. We'd enter our category name and we would select our department. And then hit submit. I already have it, so I'm gonna click X up at the top. Once again, if we wanted to add a subcategory. I don't have any, so I'm not going to add one, but you could click the plus sign, add a quick subcategory name, and pick the category it goes to and click on submit. If you had an item data brand. I don't have any, those would be under the skin data brand section on the left-hand side. You would go ahead and select it there if you had one. Moving over to the right. Here's our taxes. You could either make it non-taxable or the default 7%. If your tax is different where you're located, you can go ahead and edit all that under settings, tax, and you can see I have the tax at 7%. It's the default, so it will automatically be selected, and it's active. If you want to change that, you can go ahead and click on Edit, and you can change the name and select whatever percentage it is that you have in your location. Click Submit, and it would submit it. Let's go back up to Items. Now, let's just say that we bought a pack of fire extinguishers as a case. We would check Buy as Case. And let's say it came with 6 units in that case, and the case cost us $200. Once we click out of it, it will ask us if we want to change the item type as this case cost of this item has changed. Do you want to change the unit cost? Go ahead and select Yes, and it will give us our unit cost price. So now we know that we paid $33.33 per unit. So we'd want to charge, let's say $50 for an individual fire extinguisher. Once we type that in and click out, it will give us our credit card price, our markup, and our margin. You can always come in here and change this however you'd like. Let's say we have 50 quantity in store. If you click this edit icon next to the quantity, you're able to add your new quantity and hit update or replace or whatever it is you want to do to your inventory for the quantity. Age does not apply to us, so we'll skip that. If we had an online store, we could click online and our online price could either match the $50, make it more or less. After we're done, we want to go ahead and click over here to our UPC and hit the plus sign. Now there's two ways of doing this. I have a scanner, so I could either scan a UPC number, or if I don't I can just go ahead and click auto and it will generate one for me. Now that I have my UPC there, let's click Submit. You can always edit it or delete it if I need to. Now that everything looks good, let's go ahead and click Save. It says the item was created successfully and it'll kick you back to the item screen. As you can see, it is now the first item and it has auto-generated a SKU. Our product name is right there and all of our details. If we want to make it inactive, we could click this off and it will ask us and you would hit yes. I'm going to hit no for now. You can clone the item, you can edit the item, you can delete the item, and you can see the history of the item. Now, let's just say we wanted to inactivate a lot of items. We could go ahead and click our Filter Items button right here. We could then pick whatever item department, category, subcategory we wanted. So, let's just say we want to inactivate some items in the Safety Equipment department. I would click Select Department, then I would type in Safety Equipment. I would then click it and I would hit Submit at the bottom. Once that filter is enabled, you can see it only shows my safety equipment items. So if I wanted to disable these three, I would just click on them or click them at the top and select all and I would hit inactive. It would say, "Are you sure you want to deactivate all these items?" and I would click yes. However, I'm not gonna do that in this situation, but that's how you would do it if you wanted to make items active or inactive. If you wanted to delete them, I could pick two and delete those two and hit yes and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and take the filter back off. Once it loads, we'll just go ahead and click Reset. And then click on Submit. Once it's done loading, you'll see all the items are back to the way they were. Now for the second part of this video, let's go over the Quick Add Item section, so you're gonna go ahead and click on Quick Add Item. And once it loads, you're gonna be getting a different screen than you did before with the Item Add option. So now that the Quick Add item has opened, you will see that we have our UPC. Once again, you can scan or you can auto-generate a UPC and you will see it will auto-generate it for you. The SKU auto-generates at the end. Let's go ahead and type in our item name again and select our department Safety Equipment. Select our category once again. It shows all the categories of the Safety Equipment department. Let's go ahead and select Fire Extinguisher. We don't have an item group, but if you do, you could select it there. Let's go ahead and do the unit cost. We said the unit cost was $200. Now, let's add a $250 retail price. Once we click out, you will see all the other information auto-generates. Next, we will select Buy as Case and type in 6 units. The case cost us $200, and once we click out, it will show us our unit cost again. Let's make our retail price $50 and it will change our credit card price, margin, and the markup. We can select an item size if we want. However, I have 3,600 different ones, so I'm not gonna do that at this time, but you can also search for one if you wanted, like an 8-ounce, or pick whatever one you want. Next, you can select an item pack if you wanted to. I can put my quantity in store, and once again, I could edit it with update or replace it with my new quantity. Age does not apply here again, and here's all my other options, so let's go ahead and make sure our taxes are selected. Let's go ahead and click Save if you are finished. You can see it was created successfully and everything is erased. Now we can add another item quickly. So that's the benefits of the Quick Add Items section. You can rapidly just create items and put them in departments and categories as need be. Thank you for watching.